you're keeping.
Okay, come through.
Why is he taking pictures? Blooper. No, let me stop.
I don't have a date. Hi guys, it was a little lopsided. Today I am in unknown territory. Like, I have a very beautiful person beside me and her name is Kyla, and today I decided that I want to be random and together. Like, we're going to do like a girl talk. Like, it's not going to be like the standard girl talk. It's just going to be all over the place because I'm all over the place.
Random topics.
Whatever you want to talk about. And then I want to also ask her questions because I want to get to know her, y'all. This is a makeup artist. She's only, what, 17?
Yeah.
I just think that's so interesting. Like, who don't want to get to know her out there? Like,
Yes, I recently just started doing makeup and I'm trying to grow my business. So, yeah.
I just want to support her because we see a lot of hair braiders with hairstylists, lash techs, new nail techs. Everybody want to be, everything, but we never seen a makeup artist though.
Right.
It's the first person I see who's
to do it,
this young doing makeup. So I was like, I'm interested.
Why is he taking pictures? Blooper. No, let me stop.
Y'all, we got a proud dad moment going on. I love that. I don't have a dad.
Like, what is some advice that you would give girls?
Well, I would give
trying to
girls.
start businesses.
Okay, so one, I just wanted to talk. I was being very open. Like my first video, I was open about this summer and me trying to grow more into myself, learn how to be alone and okay with being alone. So within that journey, I did a lot of journaling. A lot of journaling helped me kind of step out of those fears that I put myself in, because I locked myself in a box. Nobody can lock you up. Only you have the power to psych yourself out. And I do a lot of psyching myself out right now. I'm doing it now. Like I'm really nervous. So my advice, I don't really have full advice because I'm still trying to learn myself. I'm not all the way there, but if I can give you advice right now, I would say just go for it. I know that sounds like a typical advice, but you got to think about it. I wouldn't have done all this if I didn't just set up my camera and record. Like, that's all it took. Sometimes that's all you gotta do is just dive right into it.
Yeah, and also you have to think like everybody has to start from somewhere. You can't like look at other people like, well, they're here, I'm like nothing compared to them, but like they were a beginner at some point too. So you have to kind of be patient with yourself and just allow yourself to grow, because as you go through more experiences, you'll know how to like work around it. And yeah,
I feel like self-comparison is the key to keeping yourself exactly where you are. If you keep comparing yourself to others, you will never grow. And me, the way I compare myself to others, it was always like looks, like, oh, she's so pretty, but like, what about me? Or
yeah,
like just different stuff like that. And I was
but also
like,
grass is always greener on the other side. So like, you never know what a person is actually going through. Especially with YouTubers, they're real good at like hiding it and making it seem like everything is perfect.
But they come out getting beat on and other stuff. I was like,
right.
Yeah, so that was what she said was my main thing. I really just wanted to be real transparent, because when you go through stuff, sometimes the first thing you think is nobody else is going through that and you're alone. And I don't want nobody to feel alone, because in the dark place, I felt alone and I felt like, oh, maybe she's too good to be sad, or her life is this and then mine is just this. I'm like, no, sometimes materialistic things has nothing to do with what's going on up there. So I just really want to be as transparent as possible and pray and hope that whatever content I'm putting out resides with somebody.
When I first started doing makeup like recently, I was just like, man, like what if I would have started doing earlier? And if you keep on waiting, you're gonna keep having that thought, like what if I would have started earlier? Like, it's people out here starting businesses at like 27 in their 30s when they had the same idea at 16, but they just didn't want to follow out with it. So
that's another advice from her. Do it now. Don't wait.
Do it now.
Don't
Life
wait.
is too short, and y'all should follow your dreams.
Even if you feel like you don't got it figured out, like you probably, like you said, you thinking about what you don't have, just think about what you have right now. And then once the support start coming in, or whatever you're trying to bring in, once it start coming in, you think about that later. Like, I feel like what she said may just be the biggest thing. Like, do it now.
And I've been really holding back on like things that I want to accomplish this year. So like with makeup, YouTube, everything like that, I really just want to like lock in and figure my life out this year.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Why do you feel like you was holding yourself back?
I feel like I was holding myself back. I think I just didn't have the confidence for it. Like, yeah, I just didn't have the confidence for it. Like, I knew I was talented and that I always wanted to accomplish these goals, but I think I was just scared of like
Everybody else, the outside noise.
What everybody else was thinking. And just like in myself, like I made too many excuses, like nah, I'm too busy to do makeup, like I don't have the time, I don't have the space, I don't have the money. So I'm like, at some point you just gotta start with nothing.
How do people feel when you started your makeup? Like, how do you feel when you finally launched it? Like, what was going through your mind?
Let me think. Really, I was like really excited, and I was actually surprised because it was a lot more support than I thought it was going to be. Like, all of my friends was really excited about it, and I was just having people that were like come to me like, yeah, if you want to do work on me, like I'm available, or like I'm willing to help you out with your business and stuff like that. So I think just like the fear of not doing well was holding me back, but the people that was actually in my life really were supporting my business and like really pushing me to be more successful.
My last video, it hit 100 in a day, and I didn't know whether that was something big or not, but I know that I'm teaching myself how to be happy for the small accomplishments, because if you can't celebrate the small things, you're never going to go to the top, because you're going to keep down on yourself. And that's how it was. Like, I used to always want to be up here right away. I expect myself to start right here and be up here, and I'm like, no, you gotta inch. Like, heaven, you're going to get there, but you have to be okay with little things, you know. Let yourself breathe. Don't work. Sometimes it's okay to just chill. You know? So when I hit that, I did post it. I was happy about that, and I did get a little backlash, like, oh, that little 100, or that little. It's like, you gotta think about it. I had no followers, no subscribers, no nothing, 0. So 0 and 100 is something big to me. It might not be big to you, but it's big to me.
I feel like you should. I feel like that's social media that's making us think like those small victories aren't really victories, because like if you had 100 people in front of your house screaming, "Go heaven, go heaven!"
Oh my God, do my makeup.
Y'all would be like, all these people out here. But since it's just a number on a screen, it's like that little number.
Another thing, I don't know when social media became such a big part of our lives, especially our generation. I don't remember Instagram being this big when I was little. Like,
it definitely wasn't, and I think that's just like all the influencers, but not just influencers, because all influencers aren't bad, but it's the ones that like fake and act like everything is
so
perfect.
Cool.
Yeah, like
I'm so sick of that man, y'all. If I see him,
or like even like the fitness people that do influencing and they act like everything is so perfect and they're getting surgeries and stuff while people are trying to work out to get their body. It's like
it's just so like you just can't separate the real from fake. And I won't lie, it almost got a hold on me, but not in like the negative way. Like, okay, it just made me kind of doubt myself, because it's like, I'm like, what the heck? What am I doing wrong? Like, you know, like I put something and it's actually really cute. I put thought into it. I really wanted it to go big. Nothing. A girl with a big booty and some Mary's post something. She just like, it is really crazy to me how like these designer brands are just taking over the world, because it's literally the same stuff with just a name on it. Like, y'all can't tell me them Rick Owens like no thick Converse.
They are.
Even though I'm really cute, I will give you a pair.
Ricks are cute. I will give Ricks.
They're the one designer.
We don't have any hate against it, but we just feel like it's
y'all
just
overdo it. It's like it shouldn't be a part of y'all daily basis. Like, if you don't have the latest designer on, you're not that girl. You're not cute, or you're.
Right.
I feel like people confuse the word emotion. What is your definition of emotion?
I feel like emotion.
Because this is so many people who get it wrong. Like, people may think, oh, you got all this designer.
But they don't be having emotion though. Like, it may look like they do.
They be texting,
but behind the screen, and if you've seen their house and like how they're actually living, but they spend all the money on the clothes. And it's like, kids really need to start like investing into stuff that actually matters, because the clothes that could shrink in the dryer, then what? You just lost $1,000. I wanted to add to that topic with like social media and stuff and how to take care of mental health. Okay, cut. So I feel like with mental health, that's kind of like a harder topic, because like everybody goes through different things. You don't know what everybody's going through. But I would say don't try to like mask it. Like, you need to just accept the fact that you're going through something, address it, and just like work with yourself to get through it. Like, you don't have to act like everything is okay all the time. And that's really hard, especially if you're hanging around like the wrong friend group, because they can make you feel like you got to put on a face and just like act like everything is fine, party, do this, do that. And I feel like you should just accept the fact that you're going through something, handle it, and don't cover it up.
Yo, I love everything that she just said, especially with the concealing it, because I concealed it. I really did. And I know, okay, so this may bring backlash, it may not, because I feel like, yes, yes, you may not want everybody in your business. That is something you don't want. But at the same time, if you keep concealing it, it becomes life. You tend to live in it. Now it's becoming a normal thing when it's not normal. Yeah. So I had to find a way to get over it. And then nothing she said, like, you know what, your friends tell you to hide it. If they're telling you to hide it, that's not your friend. Yeah, that's just that. If they get irritated by you because you're sad, depressed, angry with something, they're not your friend. You gotta get over it. You gotta let them go. And that's coming from me. I promise you, I'm not speaking on something I don't know. If anything, I know very well. Like, I went through a lot. And with the partying thing, don't go out and party all the time because you're sad or using drugs, alcohol.
Yeah, because that could turn to addiction, and that is really hard to overcome.
Yeah, and you just become this person that you're not when you are already in the space where you really don't know yourself. Right. So once I got out of that phase, I didn't really live in that phase of my life for too long. I kind of snapped out of it because, like I said, I never really was a party person. Sometimes, you know, I do it for fun, but it's only when I really want to. Like, okay, I want to go out, I want to have fun. Like I started writing out my feelings. Like, if I feel triggered in a moment, like I'm sad or I'm angry, something I need, I'm writing it out, because sometimes you don't want to tell everybody too much because it can be used against you. Right. But then if you really trust somebody, yes, because sometimes it's going to take both journaling and talking verbally to express yourself. Yeah,
it's good to talk to people, but you just have to surround yourself with people that you know is going to like take care of you, that you feel safe with.
Being sad is not a bad thing, guys. It's not a terrible judgmental thing. It's life. Life is not rainbows and sunshine. You're going to get to a point where at some point you're sad, right? It's not, everybody goes through stuff differently. You might not be as majorly upset as this person. Let me close this freezer. It's kind of sometimes it's not severely depression. It's just, you know, this boy did something to me and it got me. Or it's like you really going through something, like, you know, and you don't always know what it is. Sometimes it doesn't have to be a trigger, because we go through things in life where we have a trigger. We know why we're sad, and it's sometimes it's just randomly down here and you don't know why. Which is why I really, really encourage journaling, because if you can write it out and talk about it, as you're writing it out, it's going to click what's wrong. Like, that's what's wrong. Like,
oh yeah. Okay, so next thing I want to get into before we get to the Q&A is high school advice. Since we're both seniors, so like,
oh my God,
what's your advice for like incoming freshmen, transfers, like people starting a new school, just high school in general?
I had the rough 3 years of high school. Like freshman year, I was on the computer for the first half. Then the second half, we did come into the building, but it was only like 40 kids, so it wasn't a real day. And then my school, they had gave us like a 10-minute passing period, so we can still keep the same schedules online. So it was really playing around and stuff. And sophomore year, we were still used to that whole freshman thing going on. It was like, this is a playground, not taking nothing seriously. Yeah. And junior year, that's when the real world kicked my ass. Like,
bro, junior year, listen to everybody when they be like, junior year is the worst year, because bro, not only are the classes way more difficult, you get way more homework, and then just like the stress of everything. And then it's just like mentally, not even like with the homework, everything, just like mentally.
Then that's like
it's
junior
hard.
year is kind of when you kind of make that step to big girl age. That's when most everybody
Yeah.
start getting jobs, driving, other stuff. It's like, cause my junior year was hard for me because it was like the real world versus schoolwork. It was
Yeah.
like learning how to separate my personal life from school, and that's why I flunked a little bit. Because when something bad happens to me, or I get real sad, and I'm like, okay, when I go to school, I'm not gonna do my work. I just don't feel like it. I'm not in the mood.
Yeah, we all had one of them days. So it was like, we can just be mad today, and then that one person make you laugh. Like, yeah.
Not only that, I had lost somebody real close to me my junior year. My auntie had passed, so it was just a lot for that. Which is why I'm so excited for senior year, because they say it's supposed to be the easiest year. I'm ready to start over, rebrand myself.
Surround yourself with people that have similar goals to you and like want the same things for themselves in life. And one of the things that I had in the list was like how to deal with toxic friendships.
Oh.
And like kind of like what you said, like everybody isn't a party person. They don't have to like go out and do what everybody else is doing, and they shouldn't feel like they have to be like they have to just because their friends are doing it.
Oh, let me drink because you're drinking.
Right. And then also like on a more serious level, like with reaching goals, making money and stuff like that. Yeah, it may seem like we have all this time, but in reality,
We don't. We were just freshmen, and we were from the teens. Like, I don't know when that time went by, how. I don't even remember most of that time. I promise you I don't. So it's like, once it clicked to me, I was like, yeah, I gotta get my life together. I got
Yeah. Okay, let's get into boys. So, how do you know if he's the one?
I'll tell you when I get to that. 'Cause right now,
I feel like,
do you have the one?
yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But
She don't tell y'all the pros.
really,
I'm gonna give y'all the cons.
you just know. But also, maybe we could just like generalize more. I would just say relationships in high school. Like, you should really be more focused on school because it does get stressful. Like, say if y'all get into an argument, then you mad, then you don't
You're
want to
not
do
doing your work. You don't want to talk.
Then you have an attitude. Your teacher asking you what's wrong.
You can't just tell her like, oh, this pisses me off.
Exactly. So I feel like you should try to stay away from it. Well, I'm not gonna say stay away from it, but don't go looking for
Be
it.
cautious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know y'all tired of y'all mama telling y'all school first, but look, this is coming from somebody in y'all shoes. Please, 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 please. Like, I feel like, so in middle school, middle school, I was not as confident. Like, I really was like, I don't like the way I look. Okay. So when freshman year came, not freshman year, I want to say sophomore year.
Like
So yeah, when sophomore year came,
Diddy, you're in our video.
I'm not in the video. Alright, I won't catch on that.
okay. Do you want us to actually look this time? So when sophomore year came and I was actually getting attention, it distracted me because it's like, okay, this is unknown territory. This has never happened to me. You think I'm cute? What? Okay. Then it's like I started going more and more, bro. Like, I started getting distracted. Like, I feel like you're distracted off of what matters when you're constantly thinking about that person. Like, what you do, whatever they do affects you. Like, I really did kind of lose focus. And this is like, okay, you gotta stop. But I didn't really like, I feel like I didn't really love until junior year. Junior year was when I was like I think I love this boy, but it was so many red flags. That's another thing. I feel like
Yes. Oh
you
my God.
ignore every red flag.
You ignore all of them. The red flags be pink. Like, I just feel like my junior year, not even my junior year, my sophomore year, freshman year, really all through high school, I was stuck on this one boy and I thought I was so in love with him. And then that's when I just started showing out. Like, I was just doing the most. And then that's when he did something. I was like, hold on.
What?
Yes.
Are
Like,
you okay?
What's going on?
Man, when that
But
crazy
then
get
it's
burned
like-
out, it don't go back.
Right. But once you realize it's over. Like, kind of like the egg. Once you get the egg, there's no
What
going back.
Miami
Like-
said, once I'm done, I'm
And
done.
I just feel like you have to be cautious, especially with relationships in high school, talking to older boys and things like that because they may only want one
Them seniors
thing.
be thirsty, y'all. Do not be no
Yeah.
freshman talking to them seniors. I won't even hold y'all.
Don't, because there's genuinely no senior wanting to get to know a freshman for like
Or sophomore. Sophomores, you're not off the hook.
no. Yeah, that's just bad. Y'all need to be cautious of that. And yeah.
So another thing with these boys is I really did a whole 360 or 180. I'm not good with math. So I really was the girl who did care about boys for real. Like, you know, I entertained it. Like, I'm not for serious. Like, you're not gonna entertain. You're gonna entertain. You're gonna text a couple of boys back. For the most part, nobody really rubbed me like, okay, I like you. Like, I always knew what the focus was supposed to be on.
Yeah.
And I used to, not even lie, I used to be playing. I'm like, you know, everybody knew about each other. I talk to most people at once. I don't know, you know, boys love to call girls hoes and all that, everything they do. But
Literally,
it was only by
as much as they
text. But when junior year came, it was just this one boy. And I don't know what it was. Y'all, it's always the ones that start off as friends.
Yes. It's always the friends.
And it went downhill. That was just something that should have never in my life ever happened. I don't know why I let that happen. But once I got caught up with him, it was over for heaven. It was like everything he did made me mad. Everything I did focused on, like, what am I going to wear to school today so he can see me, like, say hi? Or it was just some stuff that I've never in my life done before. I've never been the type. And it's like, you never know till you in that spot. Like, I used to judge other girls like that, like, girl, wait, you're tripping. And then it's like, okay, now I'm in them shoes. I'm like, okay. Because
yeah, you really never know until you're in the shoes. But once you're there, you like, oh yeah, I completely understand.
I'm sorry,
because
I apologize.
everything they do is going to get under your skin. And you just, I mean, as long as you know how to handle it and like separate the two, you need to separate your relationship from school. It shouldn't be
that should be the
all
biggest
in a mix.
thing you take from school.
Right.
Like,
Just make sure it's separate. Keep
I
your
highly
relationship-
advise talking to somebody who don't go to the same school as you. Because no matter what they doing, you won't know. I'm really the type of girl that's,
I mean, it's
don't wanna know.
good to know because I don't want to be looking dumb, but like at the same time, every day
I don't want to see that every day.
I don't need to see you every day because then that's when it gets like, okay, too much. It's better when you're older because y'all be driving and stuff like that. And like, really, if you're not at the age where you're driving, then probably don't.
I feel like only freshmen and sophomores want their boyfriend go to the same school as them because you're not really traveling for real. Once you get to the, I'm not gonna say grown age, but you know, you got a little bit more freedom. It's like
17.
so stuff like that don't really matter. Yeah, my first heartbreak tore me apart. And it was so little. It really wasn't nothing big.
Too, y'all, I swore I was so depressed. Like,
Oh my
I was not
God.
even depressed. I was just like heartbroken.
I was angry. I want to say
I
more
was angry.
Like,
I was angry.
and then I feel like sometimes you're more angry with yourself because it's not like you didn't see it. We can't play dumb. You seen it happen. You seen it
We all
coming, and you
seen it.
still went through with it. You kept wanting to be that dumb, delusional girl, and guess what? Don't go find you no man.
Don't go
do that.
find it.
Don't find it.
Never find it.
Never go looking. Okay, it will come to you. If it's real, it always finds its way to
It
you.
always
Back
comes.
to you.
Soft girl era. What's that?
So my definition of soft girl era is to me it gives Janae Aiko. Like that's my version of the soft girl era. Like
That's real soft.
you
girl
still
era.
going through stuff. You're not exempt, but just like you know how to go through it. Like get it
Right.
You know, like,
you're
deal
just
with
at
it.
peace. You're okay knowing that you're going through things. And also you're not letting anybody intoxicate your life. Like you're just happy to be you. You're keeping
Okay, come through.
But yeah, you're just in a positive mindset. Even though you may be going through things, you're just trying your best to stay in your peace and your zone, and just keep people that mess up your energy away from you.
At a distance.
At a distance.
That when I think of my soft girl era, I really, like she said, I just feel like you still going through stuff that a regular old person is going through, but I feel like you've had experience that have made you learn to be okay with things. Like you can't change him, you can't change her, them, whatever. Like whatever they doing, it's like okay, whatever. But it's like you so at peace with things. It's like you just keep going, you just keep it pushing. You don't dwell on it. It's like I feel like if you're a soft girl, it's nothing about Because I feel like people try to make it about boys and all this stuff. I feel like it's just about you. You just, whatever you've been through in life, you accomplish it, and now you become this person where you got barriers, protective barriers.
Protective barriers.
But not them barriers that making you stuck up and just keep everybody out. But it's like, it allows you to be okay with everything that happens. You learn to read people, their energy. I don't know.
And you just learn how to like keep everything at a distance, kind of like she said, like even with those friends that you know they like to go out and party, like you can still be their friend because they're good people, but like you know how to distance yourself from that part of it. Like, yeah, I know that they're my friend, but I know I don't have to party.
You got friends for everything, you know?
Right, you got different friends, just like how you don't tell every friend everything, you know.
Yeah, I feel like real want to be a soft girl is to just move on, keep going with life, because
forgive. You don't have to forget, but you gotta forgive.
Or just forgive it for yourself. Forgive yourself. My main thing is not even forgiving others. It's forgiving heaven. Because heaven let a lot of stuff happen to herself that she could have prevented. If I had a replay button or a rewind button, I would have been did it. But I can't. So if I keep thinking on this one situation over and over again, where am I going to be? I'm going to be more sadder. I'm going to sit here and not want to do nothing with my life. I'm not going to get to the money or whatever y'all call it. I'm just going to be stuck.
Y'all know.
Yeah, so it's like, get over it. It may sound mean, but that's really what you got to tell yourself. Get over it.
Think about it. Really, everything that you went through is preparing you for who you are today, who you're going to be in the future. So if you take that back, then you're never going to learn anything in
about
life.
yourself.
Exactly. You don't even know who you are. Like, half of the time when we go through things, that's when we really find out like who we are as people,
what we like,
right? You know? What we like to do, like who we like to hang around, what things we want to do in the future. But if you don't go through anything, you'll never know.
I feel like a lot of people may feel bad for things they go through, and they want to be this perfect girl or man, whatever, perfect anything so bad. But what is life without its lessons and experiences? Because now you know how to. Oh, I got stuck. Okay. Now you know what to do if this happens again. I feel like that was the biggest lesson I had to learn. Like, I'm not perfect. I'm gonna go through stuff, and it's okay to go through stuff. Like growing up, it's just learning to be okay with things and not stressing about it. Cause I wanted to be the perfect daughter, the perfect everything so bad. Like, y'all just don't know. But then once my mama let me know, like, you know, you're not perfect, and I love you no matter what you are, who you know, it really brought me back down. It made me be okay with making mistakes and opening up to her, which could be another topic, like relationships with moms, dads. You know, sometimes that stuff affects us too.
Yeah, relationships with your parents, I feel like that's really important. But I mean, the situation is not the same for everybody, because with everybody, you can't just walk up to your mom and say, how do I deal with the situation, or like, what am I going through? Right? Some people might not even have parents, or even if they do have parents, they're not really like a real parent figure to them. Like, I mean, I get that it's good to have like a parent, have structure, but sometimes you need a friend also. And you know, you can't always go to like your actual friends. You need somebody that you know you can trust, that's been going through it, and that knows you very well.
Just want to love you regardless.
And that's, just to have both a mother figure and a father figure in my life. Everybody doesn't get that. And sometimes you need two perspectives, because especially with like, not only just dealing with boys or situations like that, but just like things in general, like, because you know they were both teenagers at some point, they understand everything that you're going through. And like, also having like a father figure in your life, it does make you feel safe, and things like that is something that you have to think about, especially when like hanging around people that don't have a father in their life or don't have a mother in their life.
The way my daddy issue presents itself was, I tend to cling for a certain attention. Like, it's probably what got me so, you know, upstraught with these boys. Like, you know, I didn't have the typical daddy's love. But at the same time, I'm not gonna sit here and make excuses, because I wasn't really bad. Like, I had some people. Just sometimes you miss things, and you don't even notice that that's what it is. It's making you act the way you act. Like she said, the daddy issues, like that could be a drug that you gotta get off of. Like, just it would be clinging to anybody. Like me, I feel like mine was friends. Like I wanted friends so bad. I wanted people to like me. Like when people didn't like me, it just always made me think. Not in a like she just hated. I never had that mindset. Mine was, what can I do to fix myself to make this person like me, or what am I doing wrong? And that mindset really put me through it, because it's like I have to learn, like nobody's gonna, not supposed to say nobody's gonna like you, everybody's not gonna like you. And she told me, I don't think the camera was on, but she told me, she was like, if everybody likes you, it's a problem.
It is. Somebody being fake. And I don't want fake people around me. That's even worse than having somebody that don't like you openly. So yeah, so I feel like something that really helped me was like trying to build a relationship with God, because like sometimes you just need somebody to lean on, and he's always going to be there to help you throughout your situations. And also just like surrounding yourself with people that also feel the same way, because I get everybody doesn't believe in the same things. Like everybody has their own beliefs, but if you're able to like find somebody that you can sit with and you can pray with them and you can cry with them, like you need one real person. And if you don't have that person, God is always there.
I'm gonna be so honest. This is what I want my channel to be. I want it to be honesty. This year, since January, I'm not gonna say the whole year, but since January, I've been struggling in my relationship with him. I let little things tick me off and make me become so depressed that I thought my life was terrible. Like, do you even love me? Are you watching me? And I stopped talking. I used to talk to him a lot, like not just head down praying, but like I'm at school and I'm really typing. I'm like, do you like this? Should I do this? Like that's how I talk to him. And people think I'm talking to myself, but I really was just, I knew somebody was listening to me. And then all of a sudden I stopped having that voice in my head. I stopped speaking. I stopped praying. I stopped a lot. And I don't know why. When people even brought it up, I felt uncomfortable. And I was like, I knew something's wrong, because why do I feel uncomfortable when somebody brings up God? Like, yeah, I don't know what happened. And I really apologize to myself for allowing anything little to misplace my relationship with that person. And like I said, nobody believes in the same thing, but my belief is where I stand. I think that there is one big spiritual being, and that every religion has a name for that being. So we might not believe in the same like word from word thing, but we all can say that we can believe and there is something bigger than us all. There's something bigger, rather it's God or any other name that y'all call that person. There's something bigger than us, and I do believe that. I truly stand on it. Like, have that relationship with that person that you believe in. Everything starts to eventually become okay. You have to trust that this person has a plan for me, and as long as I stick to it, we're gonna be there. Like I found myself always wanting to be up here, and I'm like, I have to trust that this person is guiding me. I mean, life is not full of blessings every day, all the time. You have to work to receive them blessings. The blessings are gifts. You have to build your way to receive them. Trust him. Let him guide you. I don't want to get emotional, because I have to really relearn that.
Just now starting to get back into that. Like, I was all in it, like, in the beginning. But then, y'all, the boys, I was so depressed and just acting crazy. I really just lost sight of like
everything.
Who I really am.
Y'all, them boys are really just, and it should never be like that, because I don't want y'all to side us. We just being honest. We saying what other girls will not say. How do you feel comfortable talking about sex?
Yeah.
Okay, just get into it.
Well, I'm not gonna put too much out there, but I just feel like don't let anybody peer pressure you. When you're ready, you're gonna know when you're ready. And I just feel like a woman's body, that's something that should be taken very seriously, as well as a man's body. Like, all of our bodies are sacred places, and we all should be very mindful of like what we're doing. And I just feel like regardless if you have sex at a young age or an older age, when you're an adult, when you're a teenager, just make sure that you're ready and that you're also safe.
Sometimes you may think you're ready in the moment. Come on, we teenagers with hormones, you're gonna think you're ready, but
yeah,
you gotta think about the long run.
You gotta really think, because that can't be taken back. And I mean, it may not sound like it's such a big deal, but
it is. I have this one teacher who told me, oh, every Wednesday she'll be like, happy hump day, but don't do no humping, because humping make babies and soul ties. That was her thing. And them soul ties are real.
Soul ties is so real, y'all.
Like,
oh my god.
It's like crazy. You're always gonna be connected to that person no matter whether you like it or not. Like, if I walk past him in the hallways, I'm just always gonna think like, damn. know, you just never look at that person the same. You're always going to have that connection, whether it's a good or bad connection, because I don't like him. I really don't.
Yeah.
But I've grown to not hate that person, because I feel like I had a strong hate. But I feel like once you become at peace with yourself, you don't really have any ill feelings towards anybody after a while. I was like, okay, you did what you did, but it's like I also took part. You know, I am in control of myself. I could have prevented anything. So once you let go of any hurt for real, you become at peace with yourself. And I feel like another question, maybe, how do you know when you're at peace? I feel like you're at peace when you have no ill feelings.
Being at peace, it's like you can like look back like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have did that, but it's no more regret. It's no more anger towards the situation. It's like I learned from it. It happened. It is what it is. Yeah.
Now, you cannot beat yourself up to try to help them or fix them, because only people can fix themselves. Like, you can't be Captain Save-A-Ho. That's the lesson I learned. You can't save nobody who won't be saved.
You can't save everybody.
Because in the midst of saving them, you beating yourself up. Now you need saving. Who's gonna come pick you up off your back?
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain the excitement I have. I'm so excited on becoming like a better new person.
I'm so excited just to rebrand myself.
Yes, heavy on rebranding.
And yeah, I'm really excited, especially to find a new friend that I feel like I really get along
We were
with, and we
strangers
have
before this. Now this my girl.
similar goals, and like, yeah, I feel like we're both gonna grow together, work together. Really, I'm just like excited for everything that's to come.
Yes,
And this conversation really just like opened my eyes, like
seeing how other people think, other people's life experience. Like I said, I feel like sometimes you need to be friends with people who are different from you. Like she said, you want them to have the same goals, but you want to have friends from different backgrounds. Like,
right.
You know, we have different lives, but them different lives teaches us, opens our eyes in life. But yes,
that's all.
so if she makes the channel before I upload the video, I'm gonna like put it at the bottom. Hopefully she do, like, I'm gonna be her mama out there. You finna do it right now. And then also I'm gonna put her Instagram, because that she does have a makeup page too. So we're gonna put that.
So get y'all makeup done if y'all in the Chicago area.
But as usual, thank you guys for watching. I'm trying my best to put out more content. I'm trying to overcome my social anxiety, because like in my room I can easily pick up a camera and vlog. Right here, like in the beginning, you could tell I was like, I don't know her. Like I don't want to embarrass myself. Like she gonna get to know me and kick me out. I'm just like but y'all subscribe, and hopefully my next video
be like, comment, share the video.
Subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video I do, whatever that is. I can't wait to edit this.
I got too many hoes, but they ain't you. You like to put that shit in your nose.